Welcome to the second episode of PowerBi, and we will start with calendar tables, which seem to be pretty important in working with PowerBi. So in the course I had two proposals of creating a calendar table. One is to import a CSV file, if you have one, of some dates. So I have a list of dates, or let's say a table which has one column. So we can use first row as headers, and now we have the table. We see that the unique number is same as distinct, which proves that each row is different. And we can use such options from date as we have to change the format for date, and now it will work. So I can take out a year from my date, or I can take month from my date. I can take name of month from my date. I can take week of year, as well as name of the day. So I can extract any kind of information from the date I need. I can upload it to the PowerBi, and probably in the future, I suppose, if I would have a different table with some order dates or payment dates, I can connect to the dates calendar table and check what is the name of some day or month and so on, which can be useful. Additionally, there is a second way. Probably there is a lot of more of ways, but there is a way in which I can write a small code, let's say, and add a parameters. So let's manage parameters, new parameter, and the first one will be start date, which be a date, and it will start on 1st of January 2025. And second parameter will be end date with type date, and current value will be the end of 2026. Now I can use new source blank query, and I'm not so advanced to write it alone, so I have some help on the side. So first we are creating a list of dates using a start date, which we created in the parameter. Maybe we can do it more clearly. How does it work? I wanted to go down and I can't. Maybe it's not possible right now. I did it before. Okay, so start date once again. Then we need the number of days that are between start date and end date, or from start date to end date. So that's the function duration.days, and we will subtract from end date start date, and we need to add one day, because subtracting one date from the other will show the difference between the dates, and one day will be lost. So we need to add one. We can also add comments with 2 slashes, and I can write something here which is not read by the code. So creating list of dates, and in another line I done the+ Okay, I can use a comma here, is the one green, or I don't know, I'm colorblind maybe. And here we need to use the duration form, which is, I think, days. 0 is for hours, then minutes and seconds. So the steps that will be used in creating this list, so it will be incrementally adding just one day, always one day. And okay, so it's closed. Let's go with that. Okay, we need to close another one, and now that worked. Cool. So I can name it calendar, and it is still a list. We need to use the tab transform of list tools to table, and now we have a table of one column, which is the calendar, let's say, and we can do the same transformations as we did before. With add column, I can use a year, or I can use a day, and so on and so on. So that's two ways to create a calendar table. Also worth mentioning is that if I have now two tables and I want to use one, but maybe the second query will be used afterwards, I can turn the enable load off. So while refreshing all the data, all queries, this one will be missed. Let's check how it's in English. Now, internet is not so fast today. Omitted. While refreshing, it will be omitted, right? Of course it will be. So that was the calendar tables, and we need to import new data, the one from the previous video, so I can show what else can be done in Power BI. So if we would need to create some index column, actually, that will be numbered from 1 to the last row. So there is an option in transform or add column, index column. Index column automatically is counted from 0, but I can click on the arrow here and pick that it will be counted from 1. So you can add very easily an index column, as well as there is also an option to add conditional column, which can be used, for example, that if column category equals furniture, then it's non-technological. If category equals supplies, then it's also non-technological. And if there is something else, it will be logical. Okay, so now each row that has technology here in another column, conditional column, is now technological. And as well as you can work on numbers, you can write that if A equals X, then you want Y in this column. So here we could replace values from dots to commas and change that to fixed decimal places. It's nice to round to 2, so it looks clean. And we can use such thing as pivot column. I'm not pretty sure still how it actually works. I mean, kind of I know, but for example, if I am using category and sales and will pivot them, then I know that from category each different row, so there are 3 different options in this column, will create another column, and in each column there will be the value from here. So perhaps if there are nulls, then maybe it's not just the best example. Also, I can unpivot them in such a way, but I think that shouldn't work like this, because I'm using okay, so I should use these 3. Okay, so now let's unpivot them. Did that work? Okay, the value is here and attribute is here. Okay, so that worked. Also, there is option to merge or append queries. Merging works like, I like to call it XLOOKUP or VLOOKUP in Excel. So if you have some key in one column and another, you can do it also on 2 or 3 or multiple columns, but you have to mark them in the same order in the second column. After joining them by this code, you can add the other columns to the first table. There is an option of kind of join below, and that's how merge works. Append works only if you want to append a few tables that have the same format. They have the same amount of columns in the same order, so then you can stack 3 tables one on one, so you have one table made out of 3, and they're just stacked together. And that will be all for today. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.